is time to engage and not enrage. What am I talking about? Well, Alan Gromit's on the line right here. We're going to jump into it. I'm fascinated by this because we talk about a lot of these things on Motivational Monday, how to resolve conflict. Thank you for coming on in and sharing this engage, not enrage. What is this about?
Thank you so much. So I woke up one day, like everybody else. We live in a world that's so divided. People don't talk to each other, they talk at each other. When you talk with someone and you have a disagreement, when you listen to what they say, you're really not listening to what they say. You're thinking about what your retort is going to be to what they're saying. So you really don't take the time to understand and see where someone's coming from. So I came up with this idea, and it's not rocket science, and it's not particularly new, but it's based on something called, empathic listening. So if two people will be talking, one will have the floor, and they will speak, the other person will listen. And at the end of this person speaking, he has to or she has to literally say back to that person what they said, with emphasis on their feelings and how they came to their position. Once the other person accepts that, then it's reversed. So the idea is that rather than just thinking about what you're going to say back, it's something called understand to be understood, which is one of the Stephen Covey 7 habits. So that's where this thing came from.
Beautiful. I think this is so necessary, certainly, as you mentioned off the top of it, the climate and being able to be a listener. And the reflection is a great initial step, because a lot of times, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but the idea, someone would say something like, remember the game telephone, right?
Absolutely.
Someone would share something.
God, yes.
By the time you get to the end, you're like, that's not what I said at all.
Exactly.
But what's the value? I just share with our audience the value of just repeating, because a lot of times so what I hear what you're saying is ba 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 ba, and they might not even get it right, and then you're off on the wrong foot.
There's no question, especially you have discussions every day with people that you don't necessarily agree with. The other thing is, I think it's critical that people talk to each other, that people with different views, especially different political views, figure out a way to talk to each other, trying to understand where they're coming from. Now, it sounds kind of trite, but I can tell you it ain't happening. I mean, in my own self, I'm not always that great. I've been in a position where I've actually gotten enraged and not engaged, and it happens every single day. So this is, if we could at least get people to listen to each other, that's a start. That's just a start.
Amen. Because people want to be seen, heard, and felt. And the idea that you're opening up this dialogue, and I love this engage, because I think that is it. I just want to be, having people be curious about a perspective. And would you agree in this way, and you find it a healthier conflict resolution, or even a deeper connection? Because ultimately, you don't have to agree. The idea is, if I'm echoing what you're saying with this empathetic listening, is really, I just need to have a unique perspective. I need to understand your perspective, which is beautiful. Right? I mean, and now the added value has expanded my own perspective, even though I don't have to agree. Is that correct?
That's correct. That is correct. I see this as it's a hook. I'm a marketing guy. I was in a real estate business. For me, it's a hook. People see this, they ask, well, what's that about? And that gives you the in to go ahead and discuss these kinds of issues that you wouldn't necessarily get. The way I got on this show was your colleague saw me in an airport with my sweatshirt on and asked the question, and the rest is history.
Yes. Well, before we go, what's the best way people can reach out or even get engaged as part of the community, and what you're trying to do here? I think the world needs it.
I'm in the process of setting up a website. It's not done yet. This is really pretty new, but you can reach me at my email address, which is just agrammet@aol.com. From there, I will send out information as we go forward. The idea is to partner with an organization that does this kind of stuff, and I would then make a donation as part of the material, the merch that gets sold. A piece of that would go back to a not-for-profit, and that's really the idea of this.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. This is like when we do Motivational Monday stories. I'll be weaving that out again on a Monday. So thank you for how you serve. We appreciate it. Looking forward to hearing more from
Thank
what
you
you're up
very
to.
much, and I look forward to coming and visiting with you guys next time.
Please do. Please do. Thank you, Alan.
Thanks again.
All right, man.
Have,
Have a
a
great
nice
weekend.
day.